health and lifestyle analyst. He is Tim Keller and founder of U.S. Diabetes Care. He'll talk about an app in just a minute, but RFK Jr. is pushing to ban soda from food stamps. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Very good. Very good. I was interestingly, saw that thing mandate on RFK Jr.'s list and kind of talked about a little bit about yesterday within our own facility of U.S. Diabetes Care. Obviously, soda's a good start, for the food stamp world, but, obviously I think there's a lot more processed foods that are being purchased on food stamps that they need to look at as well. But for me, I think at least he's starting to do something and going somewhere with this.
The only pushback I have is I know people who are quite poor, and they are on food stamps, and they don't have diabetes, and they're not even fat. And they do have children who might sometimes like to have a soda. And as long as they're not abusing it, I mean, there's no way to do that. You'd have to go case by case. But is it okay to mandate that they can't have what they want? I mean, they're buying filet mignon, and I can't afford that. They're buying all kinds of stuff. So do we go to a program that's like WIC? Or what are we suggesting here?
Well, I think there's a good medium here that we can all kind of look at, and I guess what me from a selfish standpoint, think that people should get education on nutrition before they get approved for food stamps.
Yeah,
like what are good things to buy, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good medium because let them have their own choices to buy what they want, but let them be an informed choice by educating people on nutrition, because that's the biggest problem in our country right now is with the diabetes epidemic and everything going on. It's a lack of education. People don't know what they don't know, and that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. I think they're going to buy it anyway. I guess I just know so many people who are on food stamps who really don't. People just don't think things are going to happen to them, Tim. They don't. And some people could drink a 12-pack of soda every day and never get diabetes. The other one will get it in a week. So you never know what's actually going to happen to your constitution for your individual health. Now, I don't think that they should be able to just have carte blanche and buy whatever they want. They should have to buy healthy food. I agree. But will they eat it then?
Yeah. Well, that's the big problem. So the differentiator here is, once again, education, nutrition. Look, if we all think we're going to fix everybody, we're all kidding ourselves. People are individuals. They're going to do what they want to do. If you do have a diagnosis of diabetes, though, and, not to health people, like you said, that are, diabetes just isn't a fat disease. I mean, there's people that are skinny that have diabetes. But, nonetheless, let's talk about that side of it. Individuals that have diabetes that continue to make a decision to eat poor food and drink poor drinks, you're not going to change them. Mm-hmm. If you can give them all the education in the world, if they're not willing to buy into that education and nutritional guidelines, they're not going to do it anyway. They're just going to live the life they want to live it. Mm-hmm. What we need to focus on are the people that are wanting to take the initiative of their care and their health. And whether you're diabetic or not, everybody get educated on nutrition so they can make informed choices. And I think that's where we're going to win a battle. Just to go out and randomly can't buy soda on food stamps, or you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think generationally we work on mandates anymore. I think people work on individualized choices. Yeah. So why don't we educate people to let them make their own informed choice, but they still have the freedom of choice.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know someone on food stamps who drinks probably 12 sodas a day, fountain sodas or whatever, not using food stamps to buy them. I said, you're going to get gestational diabetes if you keep this up. Boom! Gestational diabetes. She was like, well, you called it. I was like, and you knew it, but you did it anyway. So people generally aren't very bright when it comes to what they're putting in their body. I know what's good and bad for me, but I have a certain disease where I can't eat a lot of foods. So in my brain, I don't eat those foods because I want to make good choices about what I'm putting in my body. But other people are just like, oh, my kid won't shut up unless I give this to them, but I'm going to give it to them. So I don't like mandates. I hate them. I think they're silly. But we have to pay for their health care too. So if I'm going to have to pay for them when they get diabetes, I think I should have a vote on whether or not they get to eat and drink stuff that'll give it to them, if it's not hereditary.
Yeah, so it's funny you just brought it up because I said something very bold on a radio show a couple days ago, and I'm going to say it on yours.
Go ahead. This is the place for it.
Yeah. I've been in healthcare industry 36 years. I was a diabetic, diagnosed at age 36. Probably had diabetes for 10 years. I reversed the doctors. Wes and I's program told me, we can't stop this. You're a diabetic. You're a full-blown diabetic. We're going to give you all this medication. You're probably going to get it increased in some time. We can't change your disease process. I refused to listen to that. I went and did my own research and reversed my own diabetes within 60 days through a lifestyle program that I went on, which was basically Loma Linda based, the Blue Zone. Mm-hmm. I then built a business plan because I was in healthcare for 36 years, but at that time, around 28 years, I knew a lot about healthcare. I knew a lot about medical startups. And I said, I'm going to start my own diabetic company to give Love Hope Family, to give people hope for a better day. And you know what the base of that was? Education. And so I have a mandate that people aren't going to like, but if I were able to get in front of RFK Jr.'s movement, or MAHA, it'd be real simple. I'd say, I have an education platform that's proven the reverse diabetes. We need to mandate anyone that's diagnosed as a diabetic or pre-diabetic, because I don't believe in pre-diabetes, because I don't think you're not pre-pregnant. You're either diabetic or you're not. But if they have a pre-diabetes diagnosis, so be it. Everyone that is being paid by their health care is being paid by the government, our tax dollars, has to be mandated to watch the education, at least 10 one-hour series in 1 year. In those hour series, they're going to get enough education about nutrition, not just nutrition, diabetes, epigenetics, oxidative stress, anything they need to know about their own health. And if they choose not to do that, then we won't pay for their diabetes when they're sick.
Well, if they smoke, I don't want to pay for their cancer treatments either, or whatever.
No.
I'll help with their cessation, but nothing else. It escapes them, though. But I told them, if the government is in charge of your health care, it's also in charge of your diet. That's just the way it goes. Yep. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but you don't want to educate and change your lifestyle, then we don't have to pay for your illness. Why should we? Because you know what? Diabetes is, if you don't take care of diabetes will take care of you. And what do you want? You want amputation? You want blindness? You want kidney failure? You want a heart attack? You want a stroke? Because all that stuff's waiting for you. And if that doesn't scare people, I was yesterday, I couldn't believe it. I'm a chairman founder of a diabetic company, and I'm sitting getting my hair cut. And you know what the whole talk around the whole barbershop was?
What?
About this soda mandate. And people were like, you know what? They can't tell me I'm not going to stop drinking soda. They could take my toes. I'm going to be drinking my soda. And I'm sitting here as a chairman founder of a diabetic company, like, I started laughing. They go, "Why?" I go, "You guys don't want to know what I do for a living."
Yeah, no kidding.
And I told them, I said, I'm the chairman founder of a diabetic company, and you guys are all making jokes about getting your toes lopped up. I go, I'll be honest with you, it's not real funny, because I said, it's not just your toes, because once your toes, it's above the ankle, then it's below the knee, then it's above the knee. And I go, and then your kidneys fail, and then you're on dialysis, and then you go blind. I go, it's really not a joking disease. And they're kind of all, everybody's like, I guess I was the party pooper, because they're all having a pretty good time laughing about this, and I opened my mouth.
Yeah, because people are stupid. People think it's a simple disease. It's not. It's deadly.
Yes.
But somebody just said, since most of the people on food stamps are minority and underprivileged. So you know what? I hate that, because I know so many poor white people. I don't know where this silver spoon is you think is in everybody's poop chute, but there are a lot of really poor white people. So stop acting like the only people without money are people in the minority groups. Give me a break. And stop thinking like that, because it makes you look stupid. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, the other part is the minority. Let's talk about the Mexican and black population. They're riddled with diabetes, and the reason why is because of the refined sugars, refined fats, and the way that they cook their foods, and some of the sugary drinks that they drink. This isn't a mystery why there's so many diabetics in that population. But once again, I love everybody. I don't care if you're Mexican, black, purple, white, green, Chinese. I mean, whoever you are, right? I don't really see color. We all are God's people, and we all need to have education, and anyone can get educated. That's
if you ever find a purple or green person, please send me an email with the picture, because I'd like to see them.
Well, there might be a couple out there.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to see them without tattoos. All right. So, do you have an app or something where people can download it?
Yeah. So if you go to usdiabetescare.com, again, usdiabetescare.com. There's a Learn More tab. I encourage people to read our website, know who we are, know what we do. We do have a love, hope, family, passion around diabetes. And then hit the Learn More tab and read everything we offer on an education series and an app. And also, if you are inclined and you have Apple Android and you have an app store, you can go to the App Store on Apple Android and download our app right from there.
Yeah.
U.S. Diabetes Care Education.
Now I have somebody saying that fruit juices have just as much sugar as soda. Should they not have that either?
Well, fruit juice, if you're going to drink juice, I would, it's a little work, or if you can buy it, you can buy fresh squeezed juice. I would not buy the processed juice that, has 48 grams of sugar per serving. I agree with them 100%. You might as well drink a pop. Mm-hmm. But regular fresh squeezed juice, it's fructose. It's natural. I call it nature's sugar. That's not going to hurt your diabetes. That's been the biggest misnomer, is people think that, I'm a diabetic, I can't eat fruit. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. The more fruits and vegetables and fiber, it's fructose, not natural. It's God's. Mm-hmm. I call it God's sugar.
Yeah,
it's all the sucrose and the high fructose corn syrup and the processed sugar, all that stuff. They say processed sugar is more addicting than cocaine.
God, I love it so much, though. But you know what? I have to be so careful. I'm not skinny and I'm not fat. I'm right exactly. I'm plump as a pigeon, as God meant me to be. No matter what I do, no matter how much I eat or don't eat, I just stay here because, menopause. But I let my children have soda because they were both super skinny. One got very heavy. And I took the sodas away, and it was a battle, but it was part of getting him thin again. But with my grandkids, I allow one soda a day, and the little farts sneak them anyway. But in the 30 seconds that we have left, if we built this like the WIC program, it would be far more successful for the health of people. But you're going to get pushback on this big time, because they're going to say you're racist, it's minority-based, it's blah, blah, blah. And if they want to have that in their diet, it's their choice, it's their body, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, then you can't have free health care. You pick.
Yeah. Well, you hit the nail on the head. We got to get past the race. We got to get past everything. We got to get to the reality.
They never will. They use it for everything. They use it for everything.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but this is the problem. Why don't we, try to get past all that? And once again, I know I beat it like a dead horse, but we got to get educated as a nation of what nutrition is and what we should be putting in our body.
Yep. Tim Keller is health and lifestyle analyst, founder of U.S. Diabetes Care. You can go to their website, download the app. It'll help you eat better. But RFK Jr. isn't kidding. He's pushing to ban soda from food stamps. If he does, there's going to be a backlash. But guess what? If it's banned, you don't get to buy it. Drink some juice. Tim, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.